Come on. We back. We are back again. Wow. So good to be back. As always, I love this part of the week. And yeah, I feel like for me it's always so fun to express myself. As you know, you guys have probably come to know me. I'm very expressive, and I just love connecting. I think connecting is probably one of my most favorite things to do. Like, I love it so much, be able to express, be able to hear, listen, and just meet new people. It's one of my most favorite things to do. And it's probably why I love the show so much. But ultimately, it is the fact that I get to share information, knowledge, and experience with you guys, and ultimately it leading on to success, and equipping you with the right tools to reach your end goal. So it's really, really great to be here. We've got no one in the building just yet, but it doesn't matter. We still get it in. And yeah, today is going to be a really good topic. It's I've spoken so much about winning, but I think this one's going to be a really good one, and something that's really dear to me as well. But I hope everyone's week has been fantastic. I hope everyone has been productive, and I hope everyone's been seeing results from watching my content, but also your own application and your own hard work. So if you've been putting it in, then clap for yourself. So yeah, and as we always start, and how I always start, if you haven't already, smash that like button, share, and subscribe. I did it last week. Let's do it. Like, share, and subscribe. Come on, I got this on lock. Okay, looks like we got one person in the building. You are most welcome. So yeah, as I was saying, a lot of my content has been around winning, learning about how to optimize different platforms, how to optimize, your own application, your own mindset and stuff, and just how to go about really winning, and the kind of things you need to exhibit to get to that level. But okay, we still got one person, which is really good. But today's one is all about how to handle, I guess, points where you don't win and times when you do fail. And I haven't really spoken much about this, but this is probably the most important, piece of content I feel I probably put out there. All the other things are really skills based and kind of mindset orientated, like warrior kind of thing. But I think this one is probably the most important, because essentially we all fail. So if you don't have this, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to move forward in any area, So yeah. I think I'm just going to go straight into it. So let me give you a background story. And today, really, I want to be sharing about, I guess, my time when I was 16, and this is my first, I guess you could say, my first big test, and it was my GCSEs, and I failed. I failed my GCSE, so I didn't get my five GCSEs that you needed to do A levels at college, and it was a really tough time for me. I guess because I was quite confident in myself and in my abilities, and I was really, really heartbroken, to be honest. And it was just a tough time. I had a huge sense of different feelings and different emotions that were running through me. The same, failure, disappointment, the expectation that was on me that I didn't achieve. I guess, let my parents down, my friends and family down. And, it's really, really difficult to chew, because it's like, I guess, where do you go now? And I guess, what do I do? And more importantly, on top of that, how do I see myself now? And that is a really, really tough thing to take as a 16-year-old kid. Really, really difficult. So I think naturally this was my starting point, my feelings. Like, how was I feeling? And yeah, those feelings, feeling like a failure, feeling like, I'm like kind of worthless, or even more so, like I'm stupid. Like, how could I not do this? How could I not deliver? And then on top of that, people like laughing at you, people looking down at you. And then you've got, all sorts of things running through your mind, feeling anxious, feeling like, oh my gosh, maybe this education just isn't for me. And, maybe there is something wrong with me. And back then they were really big weights for me. I could say almost to the point where you could say it's almost traumatic, I feel like, for me at that point. And yeah, I really just had to stay still. I remember when I did get home from, opening the letters and stuff, and, seeing that, and then coming home. I just remember just being at home, just in my room. And I thought at that point, it was just like, you know what? You just need to stay still. Like, you just got to stay still and just, I guess, just feel it out. Obviously, I had my boys and, my good friends there to express that to, and my sisters too. But I think just sometimes just staying still and being in solitude, it really did help me. But expressing as well to others is just as important. So the feelings part is a big part of understanding. I wish one of the things that I wish I did was to be able to almost journal, or like be able to put things on paper, so that I'm able to see kind of the things that are running through my mind, because the thoughts that we have naturally is ones that are negative. They're not positive. They're not positive at all. And our thoughts are, I think it's crazy. This may sound crazy to say, but our thoughts are naturally almost wired in a way that they're to our own detriment. So writing things down will be able to allow me to process it in a way that I can have this point, and which we'll go to this point here, which I feel is a good place to go, and that's perspective and forgiveness. But we'll get to that in a second. But writing things down will allow me to have a really good perspective on what is real and what isn't. But I guess writing things down will allow me to clear myself, clear my mind, clear my space, and allow me to start healing. But in order for me to do that, firstly, it's forgiveness. And, as people, it's very easy for us to carry things. I know I've carried, a lot of weights that I guess I didn't need to in my life. Words, feelings, actions, it's so easy. And, it's something that you probably don't even realize that you're carrying things. And, forgiving is the best place to start. Like, forgive yourself, forgive others. Irrespective of whether you were right, they were right. It's so important, because if you don't forgive, you're only holding yourself back. And you're never really gonna see your full potential. And in order for you to see that full potential, you need to really forgive yourself and really let things go, really take those weights off, because they're not yours to burden. So forgiveness is definitely that starting place for you. And so, yeah, it's something that I had to do. When I did fail, I had to really forgive myself. I had to really look at, where I was and, who I was. Because when you have something as traumatic as that, especially at that young age, especially when you're seeing other people progress, you could start to really doubt yourself. And I would say to anyone out there who has, been there and failed, in maybe similar capacities to me, then I would say, really don't look at others, really look at yourself, your own journey, and, really forgive yourself, but really look at what has happened. And, that's what I really did at the time. And then I think once you're able to really forgive, you're able to, identify your feelings and, be able to see those things. This should happen. If you do the forgiveness, then this should happen once you're able to see things. Perspective. I meet so many candidates who really struggle with this, and that's because they haven't looked at the forgiveness part enough. They haven't forgiven themselves, and they haven't identified their feelings. Because once you do those two steps I've done before, and you go into perspective is the greatest hindsight, I feel, because you learn so much more in failure than you do when you're winning. Because when you win, it's just like, oh, I just did this and I just did it and I won, and I was great and I was successful. But when you fail, you're naturally going to start looking at the processes as to why you got there. I'm reading this book now called Atomic Habits, and in the book, the author, I believe his name is James Clear, he says that winners and losers have the same goal. And I always think that's so crazy. Obviously, as you guys can, I'm sure you guys are aware that the Olympics are going on. And if you look at every Olympian that's there, it would be crazy to think that they have trained for 4 years, I guess 5 years because of COVID, but 4 to 5 years of full training to this one moment to come second. That makes no sense. No one in their right mind is going to train and have that much discipline for that long to come second or third. They're coming in to come first. But the difference between the winner and the loser is the small habits or small processes they've been doing over a period of time. And that's what perspective and losing will allow you to do. It's easy to be complaining. It's easy to be that looking at something like, oh my God, this thing is so dead, or, this thing is so crap, or I'm so bad, or I'm so crap. But if you have the perspective, the right perspective that, what? Okay, I failed. That's cool. I failed, but I'm going to come back better. Meaning you're going to come with as they say, a growth mindset. Your outlook is going to be very different. It's like a baby. Now, I love watching young kids because I feel like I learned so much from them. And I always think of like a child walking. Now, a child has no concept of walking. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. They've seen it, from their parents, you know, their siblings and, you know, their circle. But for some reason or another, they know that they're going to walk, but they have no experience. Neither do they have any concept of it. So it's like, how do they know? They just try and they continue to try. They try, they fall, they try, they fall, they try, they fall, they try, they fall, but they never give up. And I feel like it's just so amazing. Just something as small as that. And I think if we apply it to ourselves, where exactly could we be? Like, where exactly could we be? You know, with this whole social media, life that people are living and, you know, trying to live and trying to be, everyone is trying to have that picture perfect moment. But the reality is that life isn't like that. Life is the combination of good moments and bad moments, and, you know, bringing them together in it. That's life. And I think if we put that expectation that we have from others, the expectation we have of ourselves, but have the growth mindset that's like, I understand that it's a journey, and that even though I have a knockback or a setback, I'm going to get there, but I'm going to have to take a different approach to the one I took prior to the failure. And that's what's so good. You know, it's only half time. It's not the end game. It's only the end game when you're dead. You're still alive. So if you've had that interview and, you know, you didn't get it, fantastic. You don't lose. You know, you can't lose. You can't lose. You only lose when you give up. You know, if you've gone for the interview and they've said no, great. If you get the job, great. That should be your mentality. Mentality shouldn't be like, I didn't get the job, oh my God, I'm a failure. No, you're not a failure, because you're not defined by that one thing. That's not you. That's only something that you did. You see what I'm saying? So instead of you putting your whole emphasis on one moment, no, that's not you. That's just something that you did. Okay, it didn't work out. However, what can I actually learn that's going to take me there? Maybe there's something that I did. Maybe there's something that I should have said. Maybe there was something I didn't articulate. You can go and get that feedback. And from that feedback, you're going to get to the next level. And that's what perspective is. Perspective is one of the most powerful things in terms of you growing and developing not only your skill set, but your life and you as a person. So if you watching and, you know, you failed, like I failed, how many times have I failed? Like so many times, but you know what? It's great, because I know that I'm going to come back better. Why? Because I'm never, ever, ever going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm not. It's just not going to happen. I have no choice. I have no choice but to move forward. And, you know, when you have that in you and you have the right perspective, you guys are going to fly. You guys are going to fly. So trust yourself. Believe in yourself. You are not a failure. You are more than a failure. And just go with it. Really, really go with it. Before I go into the final point, I will say that I do a live Q&A. Some of you guys already know. Some of you guys are already watching. I do a live Q&A. Please put some comments into the comments part, as I do get some lag. So please do get some comments, or some questions about some jobs, careers, or anything that's on your mind in regards to this area, this space, and I'll be able to answer as and when. So yeah, the last point, and that is as simple: start over. It's so difficult, but starting over is going to be different to most people. You know, for me, when I did fail, I think my thing was just to go out being social again, and being yourself. It's very difficult it's not very difficult. It's very easy to go into your shell and to feel like, yeah, like I can't do this. And yeah, I'm actually a failure. But no, you can't think that way. You've got to be like, yes, I'm gonna come out. I'm coming out of myself. I'm not gonna carry these burdens anymore. I'm gonna brush this off, and I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. And nothing's gonna hold me back. So, starting over. So for me, again, it was going out, being social, doing the things I love, playing football with my friends, bantering, playing video games, whatever that is for you, go and do that. Whether maybe someone it may be going on a holiday, maybe it's someone it's going to a restaurant, maybe it's someone it's shopping, maybe it's someone it's cooking, whatever that is, it's personal to you. But whatever you do, start over. Don't ever just stay somewhere, because if you stay there, it's only going to add to what is going on in your mind, which is the wrong perspective. Start again, start over, and you are going to see, it's going to be hard, but you're going to see really, really good things. You're going to see positive results. You're going to see changes in yourself, and you're going to see growth. You're going to see growth because, you think of any successful person will tell you that it's the failures that probably brought them the success, not necessarily the winning, which ultimately is the success in the long run. But failure and success are two sides. They're the opposite sides of the same coin. But it's the perspective that you have that's going to let you see which one really is success. Get it? Because it's actually a paradox, success, because it's not the success that is the success. It's getting past the failure. That is where the success is. So yeah, that's exactly where I can conclude. It's in the failure, in the midst of the failure, through the storm of failure, and getting through that is where you will find success, which is the growth and the scale to where you want to be. So that is where I will conclude. So guys, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen no comments. I haven't seen no messages, no nothing. But that's all good, because it allows me to tell you guys that if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. Wow, I'm getting this on lock. And I'm really, really happy, because it took me a while, because it's quite weird to do it. So yeah, if you haven't already, please smash a like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, if there aren't any comments or anything about what I've said, then I will call it. But yeah, I've got some things in the pipeline for the show. I really am going to start bringing some guests on, because I feel like it's good to get different perspectives, and I want to try and diversify the channel and bring different things to the channel. Because yeah, I feel like it's about time. I've been doing it for it's coming on to the 8th month I'm doing this. So yeah, I think it's good. I have been consistent, which I like. I like consistency, and it's really brought growth to me, and I really hope it's really helped you. I've had a lot of good feedback from people who have watched my content. A lot of people have got jobs, which is phenomenal. A lot of people have, done great things in their careers in response to my content. So, that is amazing, because that's what it is I do. I'm here to help share, information. So that's really, really good. So yeah, do check that out. Soon enough, I will be bringing more things and more guests to the show. So if there isn't anything, if there are no comments, then I will call it there. And I do want to say thank you again for the 2-3 people who have been watching. It's been fantastic to have you. Do have a fantastic week. Do stay safe, because COVID is still there. And I'll be controversial about that, as I like to be. And yeah, I will see you all next week. Do take care and have a blessed week. Holla.